Hello, hello. Is this time?
Yay! Welcome, welcome everyone. We are live from the Vision Train on the Vision Train in Focus journey. This is a gathering where we are spotlighting the highlights, talents of our community. And today we have our special guest, Molly, and we will highlight her art, her story, and her work and her service to the community. Well, I am Marina Zayam Rebels. I am tuning in from Brazil. Sorry, my English is not my first language, so I will make mistakes, but excuse me. Well, I hope I can communicate good to all of you. I want to thank the presence of the Vision Train family here online on our Zoom call. Thank you everyone that joined us. Thank you, Sani, Brittany, Shara, Clive, Josephine, Serena, Opal, Rosie, Michelle, Angeline, Suri, and Nina, and Amanda. Thank you so much. Yay, so happy to be here with you all. Well, this trip, it's about highlighting our talents because, well, we have so many talents here on our community and from all over the globe. So it's so many different history, backgrounds, techniques, expressions, so diverse. This community is so diverse. And with the Vision Train Focus, we are highlighting each one of us. And this interview will be 2 hours long. So stick with us. We'll have a presentation from Molly. And I also want to bring to the table, invite Amanda Sage. Well, she's the co-host here from this trip. Thank you, Amanda, for this. And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling inspired to be here and honored to help support this vision of spotlighting the community. And the first trip that you did, this was your idea, Marina, and I'm so grateful for you for this. And the first trip you interviewed me, and it was during our anniversary. That was a couple of months ago already. And so I'm excited to learn more about Molly because there's always so many stories that are behind the people. And it's the people that make up the circle, make up the community. And if it weren't for the individual visions and passions and stories that we all have within us, it wouldn't be so beautiful. And the work that we create is all something. It's an externalization of our prayer, of our own stories, and to learn more about where they come from. It just makes the art even more beautiful and more interesting. And I feel so honored to be helping engineer these gatherings. And it can be sometimes a little tiring or a little confusing. It's like, what am I doing? I thought I was a painter, and here I am doing all this stuff on the back end and computers and programs. And it's like, I've realized more and more too that it is a painting. All of it is the community building, and learning all these new techniques. That's what we do when we make art too. We learn new ways of seeing things. We learn new tools, and to remind ourselves that the big art, or to question that, what is the big art? And I'm curious to hear about Molly and what she has to say about such things too, because I know that she's very invested also in community and has a lot of inspiration. A lot of her work is depicting community coming together. And so the vision train, yeah, Marina, throw me another question, or is that good?
It's perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, this is the spirit. The vision train is all about this community building, education, inspiration, practical, these technical skills, and most of all, sharing. And sharing has no limits. You can share. Sharing has no limits, yes. So we can share a lot here. And what we are putting here for everyone to see, it's also this little glimpse that we have here on the Vision Train daily, of this sharing, and also just sharing space, when this accountability of you being on camera, you want to keep painting, you want to keep doing this, and all the other person very far away from you is keeping you company and keeping you accountable for this. And this is amazing in this community, in all communities. This accountability is so special. And here on the Vision Train, we have this this overflowing of, so it's so nice to bring. This trip will be each month. We'll already have the guest artist from July, and she's here with us. It's Sunny. Yes, yay! Thank you, Sunny, for accepting. Yes, Sunny is also very active on the Vision Train, and also outside of the Vision Train, she has a very beautiful community where she lives, and it's so enriching, my friends. It's so enriching. This is the idea of bringing you all the goals that we have here on the Vision Train, little by little, and you can participate as well.
I find it really interesting, what is it that draws us together? And what is that attractor? What is the sound, the sound of the choo-choo and the sound of that feels like home? Because it's like, what is it that we share here? We're sharing, the goodness. And that's what that creates a frequency and a vibration of goodness, right? So, and that keeps us coming back because we feel good, right? in this place. So the multiplication of that, it's valuable. It's truly valuable. And I think as we experience that in this kind of like experimental game of creating a space station that exists nowhere physically, but it is somewhere that we can gather because of technology. And we're experimenting with community. We're experimenting with space as we do our individual work. And is our work truly individual? What is it for? Why are we creating it? What is really behind that? That's, I think, the even bigger thing that connects a global tribe of people that have been feeling this for many years. We're not the first, for sure, but we're picking up, the song. We're picking that up to continue to find more ways to connect tribe, to connect community that feels an interconnectedness, right, with humanity beyond the borders of nationalities and languages and religions and all of the things. We are human beings that are creating art. That's what we do together for the most part. And we talk and share stories. So I'm excited to be here today. I'll stop talking for now and let Marina jump into giving Molly the spotlight.
Yes, thank you so much. So let's bring Molly to the spotlight, this amazing artist that she is from the United States, and she does amazing visions with the brushes. It's just, if you go to see her work, you will have an amount of emotions through visions. It's so synesthetic. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Molly, for being here, and welcome to the spotlight.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Choo choo.
And how are you feeling?
Oh man, I feel all bubbly inside, feeling good, feeling the love and everything that was just expressed by both you and Amanda. And everyone's presence is here right now. Thank you all for being here. And it is truly such an honor to be invited to share a little bit about my journey in this space, because this space has been so influential on my journey. I've been part of the Vision Train community since 2020. I joined a few months after it started, and I just would not be making the art that I am today or feeling the empowerment that I feel in being an artist in the world today without the incredible influence and inspiration that's been shared in this space. This is, I feel, kind of like a metaphorical fire that a lot of us come from around the world to gather around, where we do have the chance to kind of warm ourselves up from what's going on and transmute some things and connect with each other and just get rejuvenated from this opportunity to gather as we do. And like Amanda said, we're humans making art. This is such a global space where, there's no borders that separate us from our drive and our motivations here. So thank you again for inviting me to share my story. And I guess we'll just get into that now. I have a little slideshow presentation of just some images from my journey that summarize a little bit more about what I am drawn to create and why. So we'll just get right into that. I'll get my screen share going here, and we'll look at some art. So let me just see.
And I just have to bring that up, what you just say about the fireplace in the festival. Like, wow, this metaphor, just, it's exactly like that. If you are bringing the connection with a festival, where would the Vision Train would be? Yeah, the gathering around the fire, where everyone with the painting and with the notebook and sharing and bringing this transmutation of energy that we have here. Amazing. Because, yeah, well, my question would be what Amanda just said, what brings you to the Vision Train? And Well, you just said it.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, when Amanda first put out the idea about the train space, I wanted to come into a community where I would find the kindred spirits, both in terms of the art that is made and in the perceptions of reality, and the perceptions of our positive potential of the world that we can be evolving towards and new ways of being that we can be evolving into. It's just that recognition of, oh yes, this is, like Amanda said, it's like a home. It's that sense of home. And when you go to like a Burning Man gathering, one of the first things that they say to you when you enter the space is welcome home. And it's just this, because of this universal sense of love that gets cultivated in such a container. So yes, yes, yes. Thank you. So can you see my screen if I just do the 1 second here, my slideshow mode? Are we good? Can you see my screen and everything's clear?
Are you going to have it play? Because we can see your whole screen right now, rather than
No,
just.
I can see it's updated here. Yes, your presentation is on here. And both, yes. What about
Okay.
you, Amanda? No?
I mean, I can see the whole screen. So there we go. There we go. Now the slideshow started. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Intro to the journey. My name is Molly Chopin, and I'm based in Raleigh, North Carolina, in the U.S. And I create original artwork to inspire love, healing, and resilience. And by this, I mean love for this reality, healing from the trials of this reality, and resilience to keep moving with the trials of this reality. And things that I offer from my creative practice are original and commissioned paintings, fine art prints, live painting performances, murals, art lessons and workshops, creative consultations, and a trip on the vision train that happens every week here called Works in Progress, where creatives are invited to meet up so that we can share with each other the feedback that will enable us to help each other grow. And why do I do what I do? If I could sum it all up in 2 words, it is art heals. This is something that I have learned from direct experience, and I know many others in this space have as well. And I just have to create art because it is the means through which I can transmute the shadowy sides of life that I confront, and also receive the transmissions that gives me perspective. And so I am really passionate about spreading to others the value of art making and how it enables these things to arise within a person. In addition to it moving our energy, it's a tool for communication and connection. It brings our inner worlds out here and lets us all look at them with each other and figure out, who am I? Who are we each other? It's a tool for empowerment. It strengthens our skills of differentiating between the inner voices of our true selves and those of external influences. I'm one who has had to do a lot of work in quieting the voices of some negative external influences, and the art making process has totally strengthened those muscles that enable me to be in touch with my true voice. And it is incredibly powerful for inspiring a sense of connection, I feel, with divine energy, however you want to define that. And that I believe that all humans are inherently creative. We all are a reflection of this divine energy, a spark of this energy. And creativity is this inherent force in each of us that enables us to feel direct connection with sort of that process that I believe brought us all into being. And I think that every human has a medium out there or many mediums out there that may bring them joy, and creative processes that may bring them joy. There's just so many of these to explore. So I'm really passionate about encouraging people to not downplay their creative spark and to embrace whatever modes of art making bring them the most joy. And I wanted to have this image with this slide because this is one of my favorite paintings that I've ever made that celebrates a creative community that is all about radical self-expression and inclusion and encouraging each other's creative sparks to shine at their utmost potential. And so this is just a quick little glimpse of me and where I come from. As a baby, I was born in St. Paul, Minnesota, moved to Pennsylvania when I was young, and grew up in a town called Bethlehem, in a family of 5. I was a middle kid of 3, and I was blessed to be in a household where my creativity was encouraged, though the path of becoming a professional artist was not necessarily encouraged as much. That notion of starving artist was a thing growing up, a message that I received from authorities. And so I was one who, even though was very drawn to art making, had a notion of, oh, I should not necessarily go towards this as a career path. And these are just a couple of examples of some early visionary art that I was making. I was in, I believe, my early to mid-teens when these came through. Color pencil drawing of receiving a transmission from an otherworldly entity. And then this was a self-portrait of myself as a cat that I was inspired to do for high school art class. And if you've been on the train with me in some of these trips, you know how much of a fan I am of the cats. And then these are memories from what was the first chapter of my artist career, which was as an art teacher instead of a professional full-time art making artist. And this was something I did for 7 years. I went to college and got a degree in art education and was very excited to get into the school system and to devote myself full force to designing curriculums, designing lessons, designing activities that would inspire middle and high school kids to get into art. And the first picture is from the first classroom that I ever taught in the school district of Philadelphia, where I was for a couple of years. And then the second picture is from a school in North Carolina where I taught on a day when miraculously the administration gave me permission to let the kids get into a paint fight out on one of the athletic fields. I don't know how I got away with that, but oh my God, it was so much fun. So these are just a bunch of my art students on what was one of the best days that we had out of the school year. But, you know, teaching was very stressful. It's a lot of work that gets put on teachers to be working both throughout the day, teaching all of these kids, and then going home and planning all of the lessons and having to do all this administrative work to really be staying on top of all of the duties that are expected of you. And so my mental health suffered quite a bit through my teaching years. I was very bombarded by the emotional overwhelm from working with so many people and receiving glimpses of their worlds and their sorrows and shadows and grappling with all of that on top of my own. And so even though I was having a lot of fun with the teaching, I was also going through quite a bit mentally. And these are just 2 artworks from that time emblematic of this. And then this work here is what I consider to be the start of my painting journey, as well as the start of my spiritual awakening. This is a painting that happened in 2013 when I was nearing what would be the end of my teaching career. I did not know this at the time, and I was also nearing the end of a traumatic and abusive relationship that I was in. I am one who got drawn into some messages of the society about finding that one true love and pursuing that as quickly as you could when you thought that you found it. And so I, in my early 20s, got married very quickly to a person that I did not know quite well enough. And I stayed in that relationship for a few years as over time, it slowly became more and more emotionally, verbally, and physically abusive. And those of you who've been in this kind of relationship know, you know, from the outside, it can seem so obvious. Why would you let yourself stay in something like this when it's just so complicated? When you fall in love with someone, but you don't know the depths of their shadows, as those start to emerge, you sometimes can't quite see clearly those shadows as you're trying to hang on to the love that you're feeling. And so this painting came through on a day when I was coming into the recognition of I was in a dangerous situation that I needed to get away from, but didn't quite have the courage to do so yet. And this was created on a day when my then spouse was out of the house. And I sat down and imbibed in some cannabis for the first time in a while and fell for the first time into a transcendental flow state with the paint, which had never happened to me before. And all of my years of being trained to make art in college and school before that, I had never fallen into a state where I just painted for 8 hours straight and allowed myself to go to the colors and techniques that would just bring me joy. And I feel like when I was in this state on this day, I interfaced